Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. Another day in the market, at least for crypto. We got the stock market opening tomorrow, I think this week. Shoot, I can't even remember. Let's see. So Thursday market's closed for Thanksgiving, and then Friday market closes early at 1 p.m. I think that's, EST. And yeah, shout out to Cheddar Freeze for sharing this in the Discord. On Monday, we have existing home sales. Tuesday, manufacturing PMI. Wednesday, we have core durable goods, GDP quarter over quarter, initial jobless claims, FOMC meeting minutes at 2. Crazy day on Wednesday. So really, we have Monday and Tuesday. Not too much going on. Wednesday is an insane day economically. And then the following day, there's markets closed. And then on Friday, it's only like a half day. So Wednesday could be very volatile. Okay, you have only half a day left of trading after Wednesday this week. And on Wednesday itself, we have a lot of different things happen. Even the day before on Tuesday, just leading up to that could be interesting. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff there. And so let's talk a little bit for a second. Rundown for the stream. I'm going to start off with crypto. After that, we're going to talk about the overall market, my thoughts on the market going into the week. Then I'm going to talk about there's only a couple swings that haven't been stopped out from the non-premium swings, unfortunately. And since the non-premium swings have just been horrible in the last week or so, I decided to do the weekly watch list for everybody on stream this week, not just for premium members, just because I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit bad. So basically, I'm gonna start off with crypto, then the overall market, then we're gonna talk about a couple ongoing swings. I'm gonna talk about some featured tickers like CLOV, PROG, CEI, and MU. We're gonna recap a 5,000% profit trade. You heard that correctly, 5,000% in one day, or technically an overnight. And then after we talk about everything I want to talk about, I'm going to do scanning. I didn't want to bore you all with like loading up all the tickers onto my watch list. I'm going to be scanning. So before the stream, I already threw like 90 tickers onto my watch list through my scanners. And basically, once I finish talking about everything I want to, I'm just going to run down that watch list I already created, and we're going to see if I can find anything on the charts. And yeah, so that's pretty much the rundown for tonight's stream. A lot of stuff to talk about. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And what else was I going to say? All right, so this week, it's my pinned tweet on Twitter. It's also, if you watch the start of the stream, I put it in the top right. Schedule for this week, because it's going to be a little bit of a different week this week. All right, so tonight, obviously, we're going to be doing a little bit of a scanning stream. I'm going to make a weekly watch list for everybody live. Of course, none of that's going to be financial advice. Keyword, I said none of that. I kind of mumbled a little bit there, so I want to make that clear. I said none of that is going to be financial advice. Tomorrow is just going to be a regular stream. Also, tomorrow I want to let everybody know this chart they're looking at is on TradingView. Every single one of my streams I use TradingView. And TradingView has their Black Friday sales starting tomorrow. I'll let you all know about that a little bit more tomorrow, but these are the different TradingView Pro plans. Personally, I have Pro Plus. And I think the first time I ever actually got a paid TradingView plan was last Black Friday, pretty much exactly a year ago. So yeah, I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow because the sale doesn't start till tomorrow. But my referral link for TradingView is the second link in the description. So wait till tomorrow if you're looking to get a pro plan on TradingView. But I'm gonna speak more on that tomorrow. Tuesday's just a regular stream, nothing too crazy. So Wednesday is pretty much the last full day of the market this week, and it's obviously the day before Thanksgiving. So what we're going to be doing on Wednesday night is I'm going to be doing a charity stream. This is going to be one of 2 charity streams I'm doing this year. Last year on Christmas, or right the week of Christmas pretty much, we did a charity stream, raised over $1,000. It was really cool. This year, we're doing a charity stream. Can't even talk. A charity stream for Thanksgiving, and then we're also going to be doing a charity stream for Christmas. So this Wednesday is going to be the charity stream for Thanksgiving. We're going to be donating to Feeding America, helping to provide meals for people in this country. So on Wednesday, that's going to be the stream. My goal we'll see if we can get to it. But the goal for Wednesday's stream is $500. We're going to see if we can raise $500 for charity on Wednesday. So that's going to be what's happening on Wednesday. Thursday's Thanksgiving. I'm not streaming on Friday. I don't stream regardless, so I'm not streaming on Friday. And then Saturday, what I'm going to be doing is a free Discord workshop on Lotos. You don't have to be a premium member. All you got to do is be in the Discord. And on Saturday, there's a 15-20% chance I might change that date if something comes up. But most likely this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a free Discord workshop on Lotos short-term expiration options. Because I think we're on a 7-win streak in premium right now, and it's just been insane. And Lotos are not the highest probability type of trades, but if you really put a lot of things together, they can be pretty profitable. So I'm gonna share some education on that next Saturday, and then next Sunday, pretty much exactly a week from today, the prices on premium are going to be going up. I said this a while ago, every couple of months I'm going to be raising them incrementally because I started premium with such a low price. It was back in March. So I really only raised them for the first time, I think at the end of September. That was the first time I ever raised the prices. It's pretty much 2 months since then. I'm going to be raising the prices again. That's the first link in the description if anybody's interested. Prices will be going up on 11/28, as you can see in that screenshot. Included in premium is swing trades, options, weekly watch lists, algorithm alerts by TradyTix. If you want to see the walkthrough video, the link is on the sign up page. If you want to see what real members have said about premium, that link's also on the sign up page. And literally, I'm looking at my phone right now, and I got an email that somebody just signed up for premium while I was saying that, which is crazy. But you can see at the bottom of that, currently it's $35 for your first month, and then $30 every month you renew.
Hello.
Exactly a week from today, it's going to be raised to $240 for your first month, and $35 every month you renew after that. And for annual, it's going to be raised from $280 to $325. So you have pretty much this week until those prices go up. You'll get grandfathered in at this price before the price is raised forever. So I just want to start with all that, so I don't have to keep on saying different things throughout the stream. And now let's get into everything. So yeah, let's get started with Bitcoin. Broke the 59.5K support, went down to 55K, rallied back up to 59.5K. Now it's kind of pulling back down, so kind of a break hook, and potentially if it breaks this previous lower break hook and go to the downside, next major support would be 50K if that really did confirm. But all Bitcoin needs to do is get about 3% higher to invalidate that, and then it can reclaim the support, and we'll see how it looks then. You no longer have any chance of hitting bullish divergence because you made a lower low on price, not a higher low. So yeah, Bitcoin, I'd really like to see it get back above 59.5K. It's under it for now though. Ethereum broke a demand line, broke a previous resistance zone, went down to the next support at 39.61, pretty much painted a bullish engulfing candle, saw 1 day of fall through price action, and then it painted a bearish engulfing candle, and now it's pulling back. It's down 1%, I think, in the last hour. So not the best. Let's see. You actually could get hidden bullish divergence though, because you made a higher low on price. So there's a potential for that eventually. We'll see how it continues to develop. That's Ethereum. And then OMI, just kind of going sideways, not much of an update on that. So that's crypto. Let's talk about the stock market. Futures are currently up. Russell futures are up about 0.5%, and then NASDAQ and S&P futures are up about 0.25%. That's, I think, like 10 minutes delayed, but should be around the same. And yeah, what's my thoughts on the market going into this week? We have a kind of a shorter week. Can we get an counter? Am I saying a lot? I do that sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I just say or there's another thing I say. I just say it right there. What was it? I say you know. I say you know a lot. I'll be like saying a sentence. I'm like, look at the divergence. You know. I'll say it a lot too. It's a bad habit. But I just did it again. Now you got me thinking about it. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Did it again. All right. So the S&P 500. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, and this is a pretty simple way to view the S&P going into this week. You pretty much have an ascending triangle where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 taps. I'm not going to call it supply line, but at this resistance around 47.14 on the S&P, and then you have a demand line created by just 2 lows, so not the clearest demand line. But this week, personally, if the S&P breaks above this with some nice confirmation, I might play calls on the S&P 500. If the S&P breaks this demand line, I might play puts. The only thing is, if it breaks this demand line, it still has this little inflection zone, as Mitch Ray would say, over here, which it could potentially bounce off of. So for example, if it were to, let's say, come over here, break the demand line, then what happens if it just bounces here? Still could make a small profit on puts, but that's the only reason why I'm a little bit eerie about playing puts if it breaks that demand line. Maybe even more so, I might just wait till it breaks under this blue zone, and then maybe look for a move from like 46.75 to 46.64, maybe like weekly options or something for puts. But I'll see how it looks intraday if / when it breaks to either direction. So just a clear way to view the S&P going into this week. With everything on Wednesday and it being a shorter week, you might get a little bit of some technicals acting funky. So we'll see. Last week was insane for a lot of different people with options trading, especially on the large caps. I mean, you had the S&P and the Nasdaq to have a pretty good week, while the Russell and the ARK ETF did not have a great week last week. So we'll see how that looks this week. That's the S&P 500. On the Nasdaq, I recharted this rising wedge. I actually had a little bit different before. It just led to this pretty much, and then it went back up. So this is what I'm watching. And then 16,035 is mini support. It was support on this 1 hour candle, and it was resistance on a few of these candles over here. So that's what I'm watching on the Nasdaq. And you now have classic bearish divergence developing on the 1 hour chart for the Nasdaq. The reason I'm really looking at the 1 hour charts now and not the daily anymore for these indices is just there's not much you can do on the daily. They ran like crazy. There just isn't much of an edge on the daily. So I'm just kind of looking at the 1 hour charts for the indices. For the Russell 2000, there's one thing I want to note on the daily. Why is it not loading? This level over here, I'm actually going to make it a little bit of a zone instead of a level, because there's a few different highs. Basically, you have this high over here, you have this high, and then you even have this high down here. So I'm going to extend this over. But this previous all-time high resistance zone for the Russell 2000, I'm watching to see if this could act as support this week. It had a nice bounce off the level on Friday, but then it sold back down towards the end of the day. So even this 1 hour falling wedge kind of got invalidated, but that's what I'm watching on the Russell 2000 this week for all you small cap traders. If it can't hold this zone, I think maybe 229, 230 could be the next level it tests. So I'd really like to see the Russell just bounce right at the open tomorrow and stay green. The Russell actually is the leading index for futures right now. I haven't seen the Dow Jones, so I don't know that 100%. We can confirm though. Are there? Where is it? Dow futures E-mini. I'm just gonna current contract. I'm gonna try this one. Dow Jones Industrial Average Index Futures. Those show about 0.25%. I don't know if that's 100% the right ticker to look at, but yeah. So that was the Russell 2000. Now the ARK ETF. Also, I'd like to see this bounce towards the open tomorrow and hold. I think tomorrow is a big day for mid caps and small caps. They're at make or break areas. I'd really like to see a bounce for small caps, mid caps after a not so good week last week. I think tomorrow would be really, from a technical standpoint, I can't say they're going to bounce tomorrow, but that's where I'd like to see them bounce. Because if they don't, then the ARK has room back down to 106. And like I said, the IWM could retest 229-ish if they don't hold these little zones they're testing. These are big zones because if the Russell 2000 can hold this zone, then you have a potential for a break, hook, and go. And then also if the ARK can hold the zone, you have the potential for an inverse head and shoulders. So big levels for that if you're a small cap or mid cap trader. And that's pretty much the market. Gold pulled back 20, so the 19th I think was Friday. So pulled back on Friday, almost 1%. Dollar going a little bit higher. What else? Hang Seng Index just pretty much flat. And then Evergrande. We should probably stop looking. I was just looking at Evergrande like every night when everything was going on, but we could probably stop talking about it now. Not gonna lie though, kind of like an Adam and Eve double bottom potentially, but it's Evergrande, so you never know. So that's pretty much it. So we talked about crypto in the market. Now I'm gonna talk about a couple ongoing swings, and then after that, we'll talk about some featured tickers, and then I'm gonna do my scanning. First up, BIIB, you have some hidden bearish divergence confirmed on the daily. It's been stop hunted pretty much for 3 days in a row. It's just barely closed above the stop every single day. It's kind of hanging on by a thread. I mean, this is kind of that like last support level. It's technically a little bit under it. This doesn't hold. I mean, this could drop back down to like 250-ish, just looking at previous lows. So tomorrow, make or break day for this, just like how I talked about in mid caps and small caps. And then VIPS, this swing was going pretty well until earnings. So yeah, this is just not fun. The swings are just not doing well. So it's just really just been short-term options trades recently. So that's why not only am I doing the weekly watch list on stream tonight, so we could kind of all look together, but also next Saturday I'll also be doing the workshop on lottos, because some of these lottos, if you're doing it, there's no perfect way to do it, but if you really throw some variables into it, you have a little bit of a better chance at being profitable with lottos. So that's really it for those. We can move on to CLOV now, which was up a few percent on Friday. It was up actually, my last stream was Thursday night. CLOV was up, I think 5% after hours on Thursday. And then it fell in the pre-market with a lot of small caps being red. And lower time frames. Developed this little, I don't know, triangle pattern on Friday, but I really don't know how much you can trust technicals right now, with, especially on a 5-minute chart going into a new week. So this really means nothing, because you have just a lot of bar coding over here and just everything going on with the offerings and stuff. I'm kind of ignore any of these slow time frames until we see what they look like tomorrow. But I guess if you really want to look at the 15-minute, you've got some resistance around the upper $5 level, and you've got some support around the mid $5 level. It doesn't take a master chartist to find that. And obviously, the gap fill around 630-ish, pretty much 630 to 640 is your resistance. It's a previous all-time low and a gap fill. Break above that, then you got 710. Break above that, then you got 850, 940. 11, 1320, 17. Those are all the resistances off the top of my head. Obviously, a lot of those are very far away. So just isn't much you can do on the daily standpoint. There's no patterns here. You are oversold on CLOV for the first time since March, which was right over here. First time it's oversold since then. But other than that, there's not much of a pattern. I really hope it goes up. I can't promise it will tomorrow or the day after, but hopefully at some point it starts rallying back up. It's just a lot of stuff with the offerings right now. So that's really it for CLOV. There just isn't much to talk about. Kind of an inside day on Friday. After a very brutal gap down on Thursday. It's down 13% on Thursday. But yeah, if we go over to this weekly time frame, you're just not really holding that previous all-time low as your lowest close of all time. So we'll see how this week goes for CLOV. Bullish variable, pretty much the only bullish variable I can see on the chart is you're oversold. I wouldn't say there's any bearish variables other than the trend. So that's really it for CLOV right now. What else we got here? PROG. Wanted to talk about this one. Kind of broke out of this screen. Let me make this different color because there's a couple other things that make it look weird. So this white line, you could see the supply line. It broke out of it, kind of like a bump and run pattern. Like we were talking about on OMI as well, but kind of a bump and run, also kind of a cup and handle. And Mitch Ray talks about this, but sometimes on bump and runs, you also get cup and handles at the bottoms. You don't need it for a bump and run pattern, but it's common to see them. And it kind of broke out of this cup and handle. Let me make this sale so it fits with the cup and handle pattern. Had a crazy run. If you remember, we traded some options on it. It went well, I think, if I remember that correctly. And then on Friday, PROG had a bullish engulfing candle, and it not only back tested $4, which was a high from June and a low from last November and kind of a low from like March of this year. It back tested that as support for your low of the day on PROG, and then it created a bullish engulfing candle. So it's kind of developing this mini range between $4 and $5 apart from this day right over here. You can see on this day, very, very similar candles between this day and this day. So I'm really watching PROG to see which way this range breaks. You know, break above with confirmation, and break above 534 with confirmation. There's not much resistance till 750 after that. A break below $4, and then your next support's $3. So very simple range I'm watching for PROG this week. Just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if it did anything after hours on Friday that is notable. Not really. It was down about 0.5%. Another one, CEI. We talked about this on stream. I tweeted this out. I shared this in the Technicals Trades channel for everybody on literally this day, the bottom. On the bottom, is when I was talking about the technicals live on stream. I said you had the falling wedge apex, the hidden bullish divergence, the 200-day moving average, the ice line from this low and these highs, and this low over here, and this high over here. We talked about it at the exact bottom, and after hours on Friday, it went all the way up to 153. It was $1.14 when I first started sharing this chart last week, I think it was, and it's up 34% since then. So not a swing, wish it was in hindsight, but yeah, CEI, very nice move. I think there's some news, merger related or something. Can't remember for sure. I'm not too familiar with what's going on. I don't really know anything about the company fundamentals. Literally, I said when I was looking out on stream, I was just looking at the chart and that's what I saw. So yeah, that was that. Fisker trying to reclaim this demand line. We obviously saw the Fisker Ocean reveal last week, and Mehdi did share a video that showed the interior of the car, which the seats are so beautiful. I mean, the interior of the car is amazing, and we saw a lot of stuff with that with Fisker last week. On the weekly, have a doji candle after kind of a 3 white soldiers candle pattern. So you still got your highest weekly candle close since the first week of March, pretty much. And we'll see if it can hold this demand line. I'm just watching this demand line this week. It's really all I can do at this point, apart from levels, which here you go, those are levels charted for you. It's really, there's not much of a pattern at this point. So that is Fisker. Very quiet in the stream tonight, but hit the like button if you didn't already, hit the subscribe button if you didn't already. What's up, KTF, JG, Zeke, Mr. 90210, Nerve, Laid Back, Cheddar, Freeze, Linta, Glenn, Laid Back, so that twice, The Guy, Maxime, Austin. What's up, everybody? Yeah, join the Discord if you didn't already. Cheddar Freeze just dropped the link in the chat. You want to join Premium, price goes up in a week. First link in the description. Watch the trading course on my channel. That link is also in the description. KTF, we did look at OMI. It's just still in the range. It really hasn't moved much. If there's something else that really changes on the chart, I'll bring it up. So that's Fisker. Now what I'm going to do is also, I think I said this, but I'll say it again, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subs by the end of the year. We'll see if it's possible. Now what I want to do is talk about MU. So a while ago, I shared this in a premium watch list somewhere in these areas. I think it was late August, early September, maybe. Somewhere, I think it was here, one of these lows. Well, I was on my watch list, and then Cheddar Freeze brought it up one night on stream, and I added it back to my watch list, and I've been trading it a couple times since. And I already broke down this trade for all of you last Thursday. So I talked about this last Thursday night on stream. I'm not going to break down the whole trade again. But last Thursday, I broke down my idea for MU. I was talking about this, let me go back to regular. I was talking about this 1 hour cup and handle. I was talking about how it backtested a previous resistance. Also, how it backtested the supply line. I was looking at the 30-minute chart. We talked about the inverse head and shoulders. I was looking at a 5-minute chart. And we talked about this falling wedge with classic bullish divergence. And right where this white arrow is, okay, is where I shared with premium members. It was literally your low of the day on Thursday. Sniped the bottom for the day. It was the low of the day. And literally this trade just went up and up and up and up pretty much non-stop, and then it just started going sideways. And yeah, I shared $78 calls with premium members. They expired on last Friday. I shared those calls with premium members right over here. At the time, those calls were 10 cents. The premium for those calls were 10 cents, which means $10 a contract. And at around the high of the day on Friday, those contracts went up to, I think, like, let's see, from 10 cents, those contracts literally the next day went up to, gotta extend this, to over $5, okay? 5,000%. It's insane. So that was kind of the highlight of the day. I'm sure if you're in the Discord, if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me talking about it quite a bit. But that's the highest percent profit trade I've been able to find probably this year. And yeah, in terms of the actual chart on MU, I mean, it's testing this low resistance from the beginning of August. If it breaks above it, then it's got room to like $85 potentially. and it's got some support around 79.70, 200-day moving average, a gap fill at 77.50, and then a horizontal level at 75.82. But this trade was insane, and yeah, I'm telling you all right now, this was literally one out of however many options trades in premium. This is not an everyday thing. This is extremely rare. I'm not going to act like this happens all the time, but it doesn't need to happen all the time for you to be a profitable trader consistently. And yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. I mean, hopefully this helps some people out. I got some nice messages about it on Friday, and we'll see. We're currently on a 7-win streak for options in premium. That win streak is gonna end at some point, but it's been a nice little journey recently. Let me not bring up the premium weekly sheet actually. Oh, it's not loading. Steven M with the $15 tip. What is going on? Why is this so weird? Well, that tip just glitched out. Also, it looks like the font changed. I don't know what was up with that tip. Not like you sending the tip like Streamlabs. Steven, $15 tip, first tip of the night and the week. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Steven, who says thanks for the Tesla option calls. I mean, that was just another one. I mean, we're talking about a 5,000 on MU. There was 400% potentially on Tesla last week as well. I mean, it's been insane on a lot of these stocks. What is going on with my computer? But yeah, I mean, it's been wild. Hope you're doing well, Steven. Thank you for the tip. We'll just go all the way over here. You can see the swings. It's worst week for swings in about 3 months. But oh my gosh, I mean, I was in the zone. Last week we had a nice little win on SPY on Monday, and then CLOV calls were up for a little bit on Monday as well, and then after hours CLOV had the offering, and when they dropped that offering and the calls were there, even though I did say the calls were a day trade, and I only said I was overnighting them after the market closed, I still took that personally, okay? I still took it personally. And just decided it's all good. Chalk it up. I'm gonna find a couple other ones. We got the Grow Generation. This was actually a swing that I think it did. Is Grow Generation still on the sheet? Nope. But traded, it was down like 8% one morning, traded some calls, and I went up 20% on the calls. And then Tesla, I broke down this trade for all of you live on the stream last week. Tesla calls went up 400%. PROG calls, we just talked about PROG, but I also broke down that trade for all of you on stream. Those went 200%. Fisker calls went 40%. That was the day of the Fisker Ocean reveal. I caught like a perfect bottom. That was recapped on stream. We traded some CLOV calls on a red day. Those went up like 19%. Russell calls 25%. They gapped up the next morning. And then, yeah. I mean, even without MU, it was still 642%. But that was just like, I mean, after everything, after that little 6-win streak, that was just a perfect way to end the week last week. So this is why I want to do the workshop next weekend on Saturday. So that for those of you who aren't interested in premium, can't afford premium, or just want to know more about lottos, I can talk more about them there. Because pretty much all of these were kind of like lottos. I think IWM calls were a little further out. I can't remember perfectly. Corey says, thank you for the $20 tip, says, sold way too early on MU calls last week. Hopefully I'll make up for this week. Again, you know, there's potential profits here for a reason. The calls did go up 5,000%, but most traders definitely were taking profits along the way. There wasn't really, you know, playing that perfectly would be insanely tough. So you can't beat yourself up on trades that go up that crazy. And, oh my gosh, what is happening? But just like I was saying, you know, things like that will happen. So if you're making profit, you're making profit. Thank you for the $20, Corey. And then Nerve, this is crazy. Nerve just threw another $21 into the tip jar. Says appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Nerve. Thank you for all the tips. Vibes in the chat for Corey, Nerve, and also Steven for sending tips right there. But yeah, it's what it is, you know. Hopefully swings can start doing better soon. Speaking of that, let's go see if we could find some tickers to add on to my watch list. And yeah, I already put like over 30, over 30. I already put over 90 onto my watch list before the stream started using Tradie Ticks and FinViz. So we're going to go run through all those charts and we'll see if I could find anything. I might not. I might find 10. I might find 1. So it might be insanely boring. It might be insanely educational. We're going to find out in a second. But thank you for the tips. Let me fix the little text at the bottom. There we go. All right. So let's go look through these tickers on my watch list. And we were just, if you're interested in stuff like this, past results are always indicative of the future. It's not going to look like this every single week. I'm not just going to use this to try and make people to sign up. Don't join because you're seeing this. Don't join ever because you see wins or whatever it is. I never want you to join because of that. I want you to join because you want to learn how to find this for yourself. That's it. Okay. If you want to join to blindly follow stuff, this is not the place. There's going to be losers. You have to learn how to do it the right way. It's not just a cheat code. I'm wrong. I'm right sometimes. I'm not a perfect trader. I really want you to join so you could start really developing your skills as a trader. That's why I want you to join, not for stuff like this. But stuff like this is obviously cool. So let's go over to TradingView again. Thank you again for the tips. And let's run through this watch list. I haven't looked at any of these charts yet. Let's see what we got here. Threw them in a couple scanners. I just didn't want to waste time with me typing in all these tickers into my watch list. If you're interested in what scanner settings I use, go to the Discord, the link's in the description, then go down to the education channel. Once you get to the education channel, there's going to be a link that says scanning streams, and that link, if you click on it, will show you all my scanning streams this year where I did show my scanner settings. Also, if you just go on YouTube and search up Champion Vibe Scanning, you're going to see those streams, so you can see that there. So we're actually going to be starting off with KNC. Sorry, I missed that. So before we look at all those other ones, we're going to look at KNC Crypto for Steven, who tipped. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. Maxime says, miss the MU trade. Unfortunately, find another one tomorrow, please. Hate to break it to you, but there's a very low likelihood I find another 5,000% trade tomorrow. Christopher, we already looked at CLOV. It'll be in the timestamps. KTF said you also had that 1,000% Fisker day trade. That is right, we did. I think it was on a Friday. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean that was only a few weeks ago, and then the MU was this week. I mean, it's been crazy. It's been crazy for options lately. Will the workshop be recorded? I don't know yet. It might not. Can't promise. I'll let you all know later on in the week. But what I would say is, try your best. It'll probably be on Saturday afternoon. Try your best to show up. Alright, the song's about to end out of the way. So let's look at KNC first. I've actually had some nice trades on KNC in the past. Let me also, before we do that, I just want to make sure my after hours is off. It's okay. Skip that song. Alright, KNC. Got a couple levels charted out here already. On the daily, you've got some hidden bullish divergence developing. I think that B point is going to be too deep. It is. So it's kind of a mix of a Bartley and a Gartley and a bat for a Bartley, like Mitch Ray would say. You have about an 85% retrace. I mean, honestly, with the 3% tolerance, it gets close to 886, but from your 786, I'm bad at math. That's what, like 5% off. I have a 3 to 5% tolerance personally on my anchor point, so I could even consider that a Gartley for myself. But again, I'm not Scott Carney or anything. Those are just, I look at harmonics personally. Decided to react at an 84% retrace. It's got a little bit of resistance at this 200-day moving average. If it breaks it, I think we got resistance around 205 from these candle body highs, and then after that 228 from these candle body highs. So really this is the big resistance zone between 228 and 234. Just chart that right there. And then even this 205 zone was kind of resistance over here. It was a candle over here, a candle high over here, a candle high over here. So that's another big point. Those A and C points are kind of good levels to watch for resistance. And then 158 is the support. I'd be watching short term from these lows over here. See if anything else. There's a couple highs over here, a couple more lows over here, a couple more highs. So, and even these two candle lows. So 158 is like the short term support. If that breaks, and I see 135 from these lows and maybe some other stuff in the past. Not too much. So those are levels I'd be watching. And yeah, that's KNC. Thank you again for the tip. Maxime says, haha, I know, champ, I'm here either way. Yeah, I mean, 5,000% profits are not easy, I'm not gonna lie. It's hopefully a once a year thing, you know? But yeah. But again, it's really, for me, it's not about trying to find 5,000% profit trades. It's trying to find consistent results where not just win rate, but you know, the winning trades do better than the losing trades. That's really what it's about for me in trading in general. Which hopefully I've done I mean, statistically I have done a good job with that. Not even hopefully. But statistically the swings 3-1 in terms of gains compared to losses, 3-1 ratio in the past year, roughly. In options, I haven't really tracked them completely, but if you're a premium member, I mean, I think we could all agree that they've done pretty exceptional lately. So, you know, I'm always trying my best, but there's going to be hiccups here and there, which are pretty much the swings right now. Those are the hiccups right now. What's up, Medi? Hope you're doing well. Your country didn't let me in this weekend. Yeah. Gonna get into Canada. Because my COVID, well, technically I didn't even go to the border, but I got really close to the border. But really didn't even try because my COVID test, technically, yeah, it was completely, not really my fault, but it was bad timing. My COVID test didn't come in time, and you need a COVID test to enter. So I was with my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, all of their test results came in and mine just didn't until like much later at night. So we just couldn't go to Canada. So yeah, that's what happened. What else? Medi said that MU option was a waste of time and would never print. I don't think he said that. Oh, okay, he said LLJK. All right, so let's look through all of these tickers and see what we can do. Clown emojis. Yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was a long drive to get there in the first place, but I still had a good weekend. All right, ALNA. We're just running through a bunch of tickers I threw onto my watch list. If I don't see anything, I'm just going to skip the chart. I'm going to try and do this rather quickly. If I see something, I'll let you know. If I don't see anything, you're just going to see the chart disappear. I mean, on Fubo, I would just like to start to see this thing stop dropping every day. I'd like to see some sort of strength. You might have a shark here. You might not. We'll find out. Yeah, pretty much a shark. Wow. Let me just verify that for 1 second. Shark. That looks good to me. So it looks like a bullish shark to me. You're sitting at the PCZ pretty much. We can try and make that a little bit more in point. So basically, I'm going to be throwing this onto the watch list for this week. Just for those who might just join the stream, I'm creating the watch list for premium members right now that I send out to them every single Sunday. I wanted to do it on stream tonight for everybody because the non-premium swings have been horrible. So figured this is the least I could do. So this is on the watch list, not because it's ready for a swing or anything like that. You don't have divergence. You're not really at a historical level. It's going on to the watch list because I want to watch how it does at this PCZ. So keep in mind, a lot of these takers I'm looking at and putting onto my watches, it might not necessarily mean I think they're ready to go just yet. They're just going on to the watches for now so I can check them. Pretty much what I do is I create my watches for the week, and then every day I scroll through my watch list and see how the tickers on my watch list are developing their variables. Are they losing their bullish variables or are they gaining bullish variables? So I'm going to put Fubo, this is going to be number 1 onto my watch list. I'm going to tell you whenever I find something I'm adding to my watch list, I'm going to tell you right away I'm adding it. And then at the end of my scanning, I'm going to recap everything just so it's more summarized. But Fubo is the first one. I want to see if it can react around this area. If it can't, it's not like it's a swing for right now. Just take it off the watch list, go find something else. But Fubo on the watch list just to see if it can react at this level. Let's keep looking through. This is the only thing I could think of on this. INDP kind of at this trend line. It's only had 2 touches before, and I don't know, it just doesn't look like a fun stock for me to trade. It's just a lot of pump and dumps on this one. I'm gonna move on. This chart, I don't like how it broke under 94 cents. But I mean, this whole entire zone has been where it's always bounced at, but it's still a volatile zone. I mean, just to get to that previous low in this zone, it's a long range. Just not really my type of trade. So there's a chance of bouncing in these areas. I mean, historically, it's done it the last like 4 times. It's just not really my type of chart. You know, context is not the best. Kind of white coffeeing though, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of white coffeeing. This candle kind of messes things up though. But you could see you had that long drop down in price. If this were to be a spring, it could be, you know, nice white coffee accumulation, but I know nothing about the company. And also on top of all that, I don't really like trading penny stocks, or even more so talking about penny stocks publicly, or even OTCs. So just gonna steer away from it. Interesting chart, just not really my type. NMTR, this is getting down to a very interesting level over here. This 103, $1 level roughly. You could see how it was support over here. Let's see if there's anything else. A little bit of resistance at the end of November last year. It's at a make or break area. Kind of in a range between $1 and 150-ish. Don't really see much apart from that though. So it's at a cool level, but I don't really see any variables apart from that. It's not something that insanely stands out to me.
What does a ghost really look like?
So really my thought process as I'm doing this is I zoom out on the charts. I want to see if they're at any historical levels. If that's the first thing, if they're not at any historical levels, I'll pretty much just move on unless I see a good harmonic. And if I don't see a historical level or a harmonic or a clear pattern, I'm moving on. If I do see a historical level, a harmonic, or a pattern, then I look for divergence. If I see divergence on top of that, then I look for volume. If I see good volume or any sort of volume signatures, then we're talking. But even on Fubo, I didn't really see anything other than that shark. Yeah, so not too much luck so far. Remember, you're scanning, so you want to be as picky as possible. Don't ever chase charts or stocks. Let them come to you. All right. If it's not just popping out at you, worst case scenario, you miss the chart. You're going to be missing a trade in the market every single day. You can't catch them all, as Pikachu would say, or not Pikachu. What's the guy's name in Pokemon? Is it Ash? I think he says can't catch them all. Ash Ketchum. I think he says catch them all. I don't remember. So this chart's. So you see this 1866 level. It's a previous resistance from over here. It's also a gap fill. It's slowly approaching that level. Pretty much it's there. See if we can find anything apart from that level. It was in kind of resistance September 2018. So I'm just charting out the big levels here. You can see 26 is this previous support and previous resistance. Really no divergence. You are oversold. Last thing we can check for is a bat, maybe. It might be a bat. Maybe a couple other harmonics, we'll see. Let's take a look at it. Not really deep enough for a bat. You'd pretty much be at a 786 retrace right now. B point, and it's just like the B point's also like 1% off, the C point's like 2% off, but it's close, but it's just not an 886. I mean, if we chart another level here, which is 1526, you can see from this high and this high and these lows. Let's see if that's an 886. That's an 85% retrace, so that's a little bit more of a technical area, but you know, this might be an area where it sees some sort of a reaction, but I don't know, just not a lot of overlapping variables for me to take into account there. Don't see much there. Again, I'm not going to see some stuff on these charts. I'm just scrolling through them quickly. I'm not looking for every single thing. I'm not spending 10 minutes on these charts, so I'm probably missing a bunch of things right now some of you might be seeing. I'm just trying to, you know, I have 90 tickers to look through, so I'm just trying to get through them quickly. I'm just looking for things that pop out to me. So we have got a falling wedge over here. Not a really good trend at all. We certainly do have a falling wedge. Let's see if this could be maybe a crab. A little bit deep on that B point. Not really for now. You know, I'm gonna keep this on the watch list. I want to see if this this gets some sort of a bounce at the demand line. You are slightly oversold. Not really easy context, but I'm just gonna keep it on the watch list for now. I might take it off at the end once I'm recapping the watch list. I might just delete it off of my watch list, but we'll see. But yeah, keep hitting that like button if you didn't already. Medi says, what possible supports do you have for Fubo? 20 bucks and then 17.42. If it doesn't bounce out this 1.13. This looks similar to that other chart we were talking about. Let's see. Kind of broke under that demand line, so I don't know. Maybe a shark here. Actually, that C point's going to be way too high. Let me just confirm. Just barely. I think the 1618 is the max point, so you're about 6% higher there on the C point than you'd want to be. Nice 618 from X to B though. 116 is also a little bit shy of the 1618. I don't really look into B to D's too much, but if also that C point is going to be high, it's just a little bit too much. I'm fine with if 1 point's a little bit off. That's something I can overlook if there's other variables on the chart, but if 2 points of the harmonic are off and there's not really other variables, probably find something better. I don't know why it's lagging a little bit. I mean, this is a very simple chart. It's like 2050 is your level. If it breaks, I think it probably could head back down to these areas around 18. If it holds, it could head back up to 21. But just again, I need multiple variables, right? Not looking for just one variable. So I'm gonna be honest. So far, this is one of the weaker scanning sessions I've done in a while. I think last week I sent like, last week I sent 18. I was able to find 18 tickers to send in the watch list. So far, I have like maybe 1 or 2, and both of them are just kind of This one's okay, but again, not really overlapping variables. So far, not a lot of luck. But as we continue through the watch list, there's going to be different scanner settings because I do one scanner setting at a time. So we're probably going to start seeing different types of charts. This one's interesting, but it's already been running and it has some classic bearish divergence. This one's pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay. So we got some stuff to work with here. Let me chart this out for all of you. Okay. Clear resistance zone over here between $16.50 and $17. So we're going to chart that first. And take a look at what we have here, okay? So we're going to start off with the daily. All right, I want you all to take a look at this chart. Whoa. Me, Tenderfoot with the $5 tip. I'm sorry that the Streamlabs is like lagging a little bit tonight. It kind of sucks. Thank you for all the tips though. I really need to double check my Streamlabs settings. It's just been lagging lately. STLD looking interesting. Head and shoulders on the daily have to run up. Uppies better than downies, but I'm on a 50-50 on a direction. I'm not too sure what that sentence means, but vibes. So I'm going to take a look at that chart right after I look through this HBAN chart. I'm going to throw on my watch list right now. Thank you again for the tip. Let's get some vibes in the chat. And yeah, vibes in the chat. I need to get like a sound clip I can play that says like vibes in the chat. I know Mitch Ray has one that says hype in the chat. I don't really want to copy him with that, but it'd be cool regardless. So all right, this HBAN chart. Take a look at this. All right, some of you already might know what I'm getting at here, but let me just draw it out for you all first, and I'll talk about it further. Okay, so take a look at this. All right. You have pretty much an inverse head and shoulders on the weekly chart, but on your right shoulder, you have an inverse head and shoulders. So you have an inverse head and shoulders and an inverse head and shoulders, okay? Which, this is the largest structure, the more important structure, but having an inverse head and shoulders on the right shoulder could potentially increase the probability of both of them breaking to the upside simultaneously. So this chart personally, since this is such a real resistance and pretty much the last big resistance for this stock, between 1650 and 17, it's really your last resistance until honestly $25. And also, let's see if we can find the measured move of this inverse head and shoulders, just to see. Why did that not work? Pretty much gets a little bit above 25, but pretty much lines up. I mean, it's not perfect, but yeah, really for me personally, because this is your big resistance, what I would do is I'd wait for a breakout. I'd breakout trade this, not financial advice. I'm not saying I'm actually going to, I'm just saying for an example, but I'd look for something like this, break, hook, and go, which is why I'll add it to my watch list. So we'll see if this eventually breaks out. I mean, I might sell alerts right up over here to see, but yeah, if it does break that resistance, that could be interesting. HBAN. Now we're gonna look at STLD for the tip. Yeah, it does kind of look like a head and shoulders here, but it kind of just failed, to be honest. Okay, so there's your head and shoulders, and I mean, technically it didn't really even happen yet. I was saying it kind of failed because it bounced here, but it didn't really have a right shoulder before that. So for right now, it's just a potential head and shoulders. If it ever breaks under, I'd say 57.40, then it would confirm. Until then, have a little bit. I mean, this is a bearish edge, potential head and shoulders, and classic bearish divergence on the MACD and on the RSI. So bearish pattern, bearish divergence. I think it really just comes down to this here. You have your 200-day moving average and the neckline of a head and shoulders. I'm sorry if I just said inverse. I might just be confused there. Not confused, but I'm just saying it incorrectly because of the last inverse head and shoulders. But if it breaks this blue zone, I could see it heading down to 52. Anything historically, I mean, 52 is also a previous all-time high from 2018. So unless there's even more data, and I'm wrong, we can scroll back and see. You got a high at 41 from 07. Wow, this is an older stock, Steel Dynamics. Okay, so here we go. So those are your historical levels, 41, 52. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, that's what I'm watching. For all this bearish stuff to get invalidated, I think you just need to break above 68. Break above 68 could go retest 74. So that's how I'd be looking at STLD. Thank you again for the tip. Is an ascending channel bullish or bearish? An ascending channel in a bullish trend is bullish, okay? So if you're in a bullish trend already and you have an upsloping channel, it's bullish. However, if it's not a channel and it's a wedge, then it's bearish in an uptrend. But also, however, if the context of that upsloping channel is after a downtrend, then it's known as a bear flag. Let me make this a little bit better. So it's about the context and also whether it's a parallel channel or a channel where the lines are kind of moving towards each other. So it depends on the formation, to answer your question. Next up is AEG. This one's also interesting. I don't really like how the candles look. It's just gapping all over the place. So personally, I wouldn't really trade this, but it has a hammer candle off the 200 moving average. And I don't know, kind of like an inverse head and shoulders structure here. Like that, but I'm just loosely drawing it because I don't know, there's gaps all over the place. I'm not gonna put on my watch list. Not only am I looking for stocks that have variables, but I'm also looking for stocks that match my personality, right? So if I find a stock that has interesting variables, but it doesn't match my trading personality, if the stock's insanely volatile or it's a penny stock or it's gapping up and down every day, then I'll just take off my watch list. Again, I'm only looking for things that are suiting my style. You have to be very, very picky when you're making watch lists. So this chart is pretty much a cup and handle, like so. So you've got a cup and handle on BHC. Let me chart the big levels here. I would like to see us get back up to 2671 though from these highs over here. And you could even see a couple of these lows over here. So if this can reclaim 2671, maybe even potentially double bottom at this 2576 area, it could be interesting. So I'm going to keep this one on my watch list. Again, it's not completely ready, but we're just throwing on the watch list to see if more variables add up over time. So we got BHC. Let's keep going down the watch list. Let's take a look at this one. Do that.
Quick. Get into the front seat, George. Stop the car, you fool. It's finished. The rest is easy.
Not really a textbook harmonic. I mean, your C point's off. But you are at an 88% retrace regardless. Maybe we look at it like this though, let's see. If you look at it like that, then you're good. So let's just look at it like that. You got a shark pretty much. 200-day moving average. Hammer candle off the 200-day moving average with classic bullish divergence. So you've got an edge on this one. That's PIRS. So I'll keep this on the watch list. Cheddar Freeze has headed out. Got to scan myself. Cheddar Freeze has been crushing it as well. I mean, with Micron and a couple others. So make sure you see what she's posting in the Discord. She's posting in trading chat, technical trades, analysts. She's probably posting in all the channels, honestly. So appreciate the support, Cheddar Freeze. Have a good one. So let me make sure that's on my watch list. So PIRS, we're gonna keep that one on the watch list. We still got a lot more to go, everybody. So let me try and speed it up a little bit. Keep hitting the like button if you didn't already. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Discord, the links in the description. Watch the free course links in the description. And TradingView has a Black Friday sale starting tomorrow. If you want my referral link, the link's in the description, but only sign up tomorrow, because then you're going to get the Black Friday deal. Premium prices go up in exactly a week, forever. If you want to get grandfathered in at the lower prices, or the current price, which is going to be lower than the raised price, that's the first link in the description. And reminder, please come out to the stream on Wednesday. If you can donate whatever amount, it would be awesome. We're going to try and raise some money to feed people in this country just before Thanksgiving. So yeah, let me clear those up. Come on, where is it? There we go. So just some reminders. Can we make a Chat Alert channel? I'd love to. I mean, it's up to her. We also have the analyst trades channels and stuff, but yeah, if she wants to, we could. And what else was I going to say? I don't know. So let's keep looking at charts. I don't know. This is pushing a little bit. The thing is, all right, so if we're going to look at this falling wedge, we have to ignore this low. If we're going to look at this like a falling wedge, we have to ignore this low and this high. Well, other than those two exceptions, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. And then after that, you have a break and a hook. And what you'd be looking for next is a go. So there are variables to be watching. You also have a way to manage risk because you can see a few different important levels around this area. So it's an equitable trade in terms of the fact that it's not too hard to manage risk and you do have certain variables. And by trade, I'm just saying potential trade, not financial advice. There's different ways to look at this. This is microvast. And also a bullish engulfing candle on Friday. So we've got variables. I'm going to throw this one onto the watch list. So far, we have FUBO, AVPT, HBAM, BHC, PIRS, and then microvast. I am going to... I'll say it all again when I finish scanning, but for those just joining in on the stream, I'm just threw a bunch of tickers onto my watch list from scanners, and right now I'm trying to create a weekly watch list, which I do every single week for premium members, but I'm doing it on the stream tonight because the swings for non-premium have been horrible lately. But yeah, keep hitting that like button. I swear I thought we hit 30 likes. Oh my gosh, we didn't? Well, we gotta do it now if we didn't before, so hit the like button if you didn't already. See if we can get to 30 likes. This is a premium swing. It hit the first target, didn't hit the second yet. Smile Direct Club is retesting its previous all-time low. I'm not going to put my watch list. I don't know. It's just not many variables on it for right now, but it's at an interesting level. Wow, there's still a lot of tickers on my watch list. Let me keep going. I'd be interested to see if SoFi turns into a cup and handle. I mean, it kind of is cup and handling, but I don't know. I like to see it hold 1990. I mean, honestly, let's look into this a little bit deeper. You got some potential hidden bullish divergence. 4 hour. Yeah. So if I can add this one to the watch list. I think they just did some sort of an offering recently though. Take a look at that. SoFi. SoFi, adding it to the watch list. SLB. Just testing an interesting level. That's about it. This is a potential inverse head and shoulders, but I don't know, it needs some work. It's also at an interesting level. We can look at this a little bit further. So this one, it's all about if it could bounce here or not, because then you have a symmetrical right shoulder, and also the 69 level is a previous low from June of 2019, December of 2018, and a resistance from July of 2017. So I'm going to throw this on the watch list just to see whether or not it can reclaim and hold above 69. If it doesn't, then whatever, it is what it is. So I'll put this one on the watch list just to see. A lot of these ones on the watch list, like, they're not really completely ready. I want to see if they can react at these make or break areas within the next couple of weeks, which is kind of why I'm adding some of these to the watch list. So please keep that in mind. Remember, nothing on the stream is ever financial advice. And Robinhood is getting wrecked. Robinhood stock has just been selling off like nonstop. I think Coinbase actually started moving up. I don't know. Whenever I think of Robinhood, I just think of Coinbase. I think of retail for stocks and then retail for crypto. But yeah, Coinbase kind of was able to put in the bottom. SU, beautiful trade. I think this was a premium trade. I mean, this is what you look for. GameStop gets above 230 and holds it. There's not much resistance to like 290. This was a nice swing. It was a non-premium swing too. It already hit both targets though. All right, so here we go. Just look through 90 stocks on the stream, and this is the list. All right, remember, none of this is financial advice, but out of those 90, I was able to break it down to about 8, it looks like. So first one was Fubo. The only reason I'm watching this is to see if it can bounce at the 1.13 bullish shark PCC. If it does that, I'd be looking for it to reclaim 23. If it reclaims 23, it could potentially move back up to 25. If not, then it could be headed back down to 20 or 17. Those are two different supports, not financial advice. I threw AVPT on the watch list. Honestly, I'm going to take it off now. I only threw it on because there wasn't much on the watch list at the time. But this chart, I mean, it's at a demand line. It could bounce here. It just isn't anything apart from this wedge. I'm not really a one variable trader, so I'm taking this one off the watch list. I did say earlier that I might do that, and well, I'm taking it off. Let's see. I wish the best for this stock. HBAN, this one was really interesting. Daily inverse head and shoulders, which is actually the right shoulder of a weekly inverse head and shoulders. This one, I'd look at it for potentially like a breakout trade. I wouldn't really, I don't know, it's still a little bit of a risk. If, this is a make or break area. This is the same place where it just topped out 4 times. So I'd like to see it break above it, so that there's something from the last 4 times it failed to break this level. So this one I'm only watching to see if it can break out, and then maybe I'll look for like a back test buy or something. Not financial advice. BHC, cup and handle. That's really it. I'd like to see us get back above 2671. PIRS, this one's really interesting. You have a bullish shark, classic bullish divergence, and a bullish hammer candle off the 200-day moving average. And this 352 level is pretty close to his previous resistance from the past. PRS is a pretty interesting chart. Hopefully it can hold 352. Microvast, another one, kind of a falling wedge with a bullish engulfing candle on the breakout, which might be a back test of the breakout, and reclaiming a prior support. So we got variables there. SoFi, you have variables. If we go over to that 4-hour chart, you got a cup and handle with potential hidden bullish divergence. Very easy to manage risk because 1990 is the level you're going to want to hold, not financial advice. And then finally, BLO, this one I'm really hoping it can reclaim and hold above 69. If it can't, it's only on the watch list. It's not a swing. Go find another one. But just this one's on the watch list to see if it can reclaim that level and start pivoting back up. Because if it does, then you have the chance for hidden bullish divergence. So a few of these charts, and to be more specific, let me just group them all together. Okay, so the first 4, Fubo, BLO, HBAN, BHC, those first 4, they're only on the watch list so I can see how they react in the next few days. They're just at make or break areas, and I want to see how they react, whether good or bad. I don't care. I just want to keep an eye on them. Then the last 3, PIRS, Microvast, and SoFi, these are the ones that do have multiple variables already, and these are the ones I'll probably be watching tomorrow morning to see what they're looking like. So there it is. It took me some time to do that, but you got to look for quality. You got to look for the charts that stand out to you. Literally all these could fail and just keep dropping, or just start dropping if they were going up. I don't know. Have an open mind, not financial advice. Hopefully this was educational. And yeah, that's the weekly watch list. I'm going to send this to premium members now. So yeah, just final reminders. Premium price goes up in a week from now. First link in the description. TradingView. Black Friday sale starts tomorrow. My referral link is in the description. And on Wednesday, we will be doing a charity stream to donate food. And yeah, make sure to watch that stream. I'll be live again on Monday and Tuesday as well. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. good luck everybody trading the market this week if you choose to. Just want to make sure. Sorry, I didn't really do take requests, but I just looked through 90 charts right now, so hopefully you understand. So yeah. All right, so that's going to be it for tonight. Please hit that like button if you didn't already, and join the Discord. Links in the description. Watch the course links in the description. All the links are in the description. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Peace out.
Your eyes don't shine, don't shine. Don't shine. They were mine. No. Your words don't shine. They were mine. No. Don't shine. Don't shine. Don't shine. They were mine. No. Your words